So last week was just kind of a like a basic vinyasa, basic flow, nothing too fancy. This week, I thought we'd focus a little bit on shoulder and neck mobility. So basically stretching and strengthening all the muscles around the neck and shoulders, upper body, to facilitate some ease in that area. So we will do a lot of chaturangas today and offer a lot of modifications for those chaturangas because I know my shoulders are going to get tired. I'm sure yours will as well. I've got 2 blocks. If you have 2 blocks, great. If not, don't worry about it. I just like to use the blocks as an extra means of support, especially as we start to get into the shoulders. So we're actually going to get started in downward facing dog. Bringing the hands to the front of your space. Nice big wide step back with the feet. And take your feet about hips width, maybe a little bit wider, and start to pedal out the knees. Bringing one heel down to the floor at a time, stretching through the heel, the calf, the hamstring, the back of the knee. Shake out your head and neck. Spread your fingers really wide. Press your chest back towards your thighs. I like to take the hips from side to side to start to stretch out the outer hip, the IT band area. Just get some fluid moving around back there. And then start to drop into the breath, deep inhales and exhales in and out through the nose. And let the head be heavy. You kind of shake it yes and no, from left to right. Just loosening up any tension in the back of the neck. And then dropping into stillness. So just melting the heels down toward the floor. Slight bend to the knees. Pointing the tailbone up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in here. Open your mouth side out. One more big breath in. Deep sigh out. And then on your inhale, you're going to shift forward into a high plank. So top of a push-up, shoulders over wrists. Legs are strong and engaged. And then as you exhale, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. And we'll roll through this a few times. So inhale forward into plank. Ride the exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Breathe in, shoulders over wrists, fingers wide. Exhale, hips to the sky. Press your chest back towards your thighs. One more time, roll forward, plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Last time, plank pose and hold. Soften shoulder blades in the space at the back of the neck. Release your jaw. You can always drop your knees down to the floor. It doesn't make you a bad yogi. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you mindful, if anything else. Breathe in and breathe out. One more inhale. As you exhale, drop your knees to the floor. Shift your heart past your thumbs. Bend your elbows. Lower your chest and chin to the mat. Shimmy forward onto your belly, baby cobra. Hug the elbows in tight. Reach the crown of the head away from you. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, tap the forehead down. Next, inhale, lift back up, squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs. Long neck, long spine, press into the tops of your feet. And then exhale, tap back down. One more time, inhale, baby cobra, lift up. And then as you out, press back, hips to heels, child's pose. And take your knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes together, forehead to the floor, fingertips outstretched in front of you. And then give your forehead a rock from side to side. Spread your fingers really wide and really press down into your palms so that you're activating the muscles in the shoulder. Right, so your elbows are lifted off of the mat. It's more of an active child's pose. And just notice what muscles are turned on, which muscles are engaged. And come back into that breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Keep pressing your hands into the floor. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips. Come back to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers really wide. Press down through all 10 finger pads, lifting your hips up toward the ceiling. As you inhale, roll forward, plank pose. This time we'll come into chaturanga. So maybe for this first one, we drop the knees just so we can really focus on the mechanics of the shape. So reaching the heart forward, pull the shoulder blades together on the back as you lower your chest halfway down towards the floor, hugging the elbows in towards the ribs. I'm shaking. This is really hard to hold. And then as you inhale, come into upward facing dog. Opening through the heart, pull the shoulder blades together, open across the collarbones. And then back to downward facing dog. We're going to roll through that a few times. So as you inhale, shift forward, plank pose. With or without the knees, drop down through chaturanga really slow. Use the whole exhale. Inhale for upward facing dog. Open the heart. And then exhale, rock back to downward facing dog, hips up to the sky. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, chaturanga, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Chaturanga and hold. Press back up into plank. And then downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. We'll take a little bit of a break here. Bend your knees. Rest your belly and your chest on your thighs. Grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Let the head and neck hang heavy. Spread your toes. Shift your weight from left to right, from front to back. Really tuning into your feet, your connection with the floor. And release your arms, let your head and your arms be heavy, and then you're going to roll all the way up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. Once you reach the top, inhale the arms up overhead, press the palms together, and then pull the prayer down to heart center. Close your eyes. Soften your shoulders down, your back. Reach the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Press through the soles of your feet, spread your toes. Just notice how you feel. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth. Another big inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, soften your shoulders down your back. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, dive out over your legs, bend your knees. Halfway lift your chest, hands to shins, look forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift and lengthen, hands to shin. Exhale, fold. Last time, reach out and up, big breath in. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Look forward, walk your hands out to that plank position. Take a deep breath in here. Soften the back of your neck and the space in between your shoulder blades. And then use the entire exhale to move through chaturanga. You can always drop your knees down. Inhale, shift the heart forward. Exhale, bend the elbows nice and slow. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat. You're going to roll to your right hand, right foot, side plank. You can always modify by dropping that right knee down. And then left hand will reach up toward the ceiling. Whether you've got the legs stacked or you've got a foot down to modify, reaching from that bottom hip. So the bottom hip is pushing up toward the ceiling or lengthening down the left side of the torso. Then take your left arm up and over your head, reach through the fingertips, stretch to the left side of the body, flex your feet, deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your left hand down to the floor, just roll over to the other side. So left hand, outer edge of the left foot, maybe the left knee drops down to the floor, right hand reaches up for the ceiling. Lifting from that bottom hip, get nice and long down the right side, and then take the right arm up and over your head. Deep breath into that right side of the rib cage. One more big inhale. As you exhale, bring the right hand down to the floor, plank pose. Exhale through chaturanga, press back into plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. We're gonna do this again. Don't hate me. Feet together at the back of your space. Roll to your left hand this time. So right where we just were, left-sided side plank. Right arm up and over your head, breathe in. Right arm down to the floor, breathe out. Roll to your right hand, right foot, left arm lifts. Inhale, exhale. Left arm up and over your head, take a big breath in. Exhale, brings the left hand down to the floor. Inhale, shift your heart forward. Lower down through chaturanga, with or without your knees. Press back into plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Last time, I promise. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Roll to your right hand, right foot, side plank, left arm lifts. Reach up and over your head, get long down that left side. Left hand to the floor on your exhale. Roll to the left side, right arm lifts, breathe in. Nice big stretch down the right side. Last inhale here. Exhale brings the right hand down to the floor, plank pose. Big inhale, shift the heart forward. Exhale through chaturanga. Press back into plank. Downward facing dog. Child's pose, drop down to your knees. Forehead to the floor, hands out in front of you. So go ahead and drop your elbows down to the floor. Bring your hands together in prayer. And you're going to bring that prayer to the back of your neck, stretching out your triceps. Melt the heart down toward the floor on the exhale. And you might be able to slide the elbows forward a little bit, getting a deeper stretch through the sides of the body. And reach the hands back out in front of you, child's pose. Walk both hands over to the right, side body stretch down the left side. Left ear to the floor, hips pressing back into the heels, just stretching through the left rib cage. On your next round of breath, come through center, take it to the other side, hands to the left, pressing your hips back and down. And come back through center, child's pose. And tuck your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. I don't know about you guys, but my shoulders are pretty warm. So we'll roll through a couple sun A's from here. Inhale, lift your hips, bend your knees, look forward, hop or step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there, breathe in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale over your legs. Halfway lift and lengthen. Plant the hands down, step back to your plank. Inhale from plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Press back into plank, downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, hop or step, top of the mat. Half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Breathe out, down over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to the mat, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale into chaturanga. Press back into plank, downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, hopper step, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in, breathe out and fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, dive over your legs. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Hands to the mat, plank pose, breathe in. Breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale through up dog, you're welcome. Downward facing dog, exhale. Reach your leg high to the sky, bend your knee, open up your hip. Press through the palms, equal weight in both hands, reaching that knee up toward the ceiling. Next, inhale, straighten your right leg, heel straight back behind you, flex the toes down toward the floor, and then exhale into cheetah, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Last time, cheetah, hold. Press through your hand, round your upper back. Step your foot in between your hands, rise up, warrior one. Equal weight in both feet, pressing through the outer edge of your left foot, deep bend to the right knee. See if you can look up in between your hands. And take your hands as wide as your shoulders, maybe even wider. Soften into your hips. Breathe here. Interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Bend your elbows as much as you need to. Reach your heart up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're going to bow to the inside of your right thigh. Drop the head down toward the floor. And if you can, start to take your fists up toward the ceiling, maybe up and over your head to stretch across the chest and the shoulders. Next, inhale, make your way back up into warrior one. Hands release to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, warrior two, widen your stance, deeper bend to that right knee, still pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. Peaceful warrior, breathe in. Cartwheel your left hand to the floor, side plank. So you can step that right foot to stack on top of the left, or just keep it right in front of you for that modified variation. Breathe here. Right arm up and over your head, inhale. Right hand to the floor, exhale. Pose, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Back into plank, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg reaches for the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Equal weight in both hands. Press down through that right heel as you lift the left knee up toward the ceiling. And the next inhale, straighten the left leg, toes flex straight down towards the floor. Breathe in here. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, cheetah. Last time, reach. Exhale, cheetah, hold. Press the way, tuck your chin into your chest, and then step your foot in between your hands. Next, inhale, rise up, warrior one. More breath, guys. Breathe in. Sink into your hips, breathe out. Pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. Hands as wide as your shoulders, maybe even wider. Interlace your hands behind your back the awkward way. Just whatever way feels weird to you. Maybe they both feel weird. Inhale, open your chest, look up. As you exhale, bow to the inside of your left thigh, maybe taking your fists over your head to stretch your shoulders. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Next, inhale, come all the way back up, warrior one. Hands release to the ceiling, breathe in. Exhale, open, warrior two. Nice wide stance. Left knee pulls toward the pinky toe on that left foot. Inhale, peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Cartwheel right hand to the floor. Finding that modified side plank or full side plank, stacking the feet. Left arm reaches high. Take your left arm up and over your head, stretch to the side body. And then left hand to the floor, plank pose. Breathe in here. With or without your knees, chaturanga, lower down halfway. Inhale through dog. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Close your eyes. Just notice how you feel. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, top of your mat, hopper step. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Hands at heart center, breathe out. So we'll transition from here into eagle. You're gonna take your hands out like a capital T. You'll wrap your left elbow underneath your right. Maybe you can double wrap at the wrist, it doesn't really matter. You can bring the backs of your hands together or just grab opposite shoulders. Then you're gonna squat into your legs, take your left thigh over your right, sitting like a lady, whatever that means. And then hug your low belly in, sit low in that right leg. Reach your hands up toward the ceiling, or if you've got your shoulders, reach your elbows higher than your shoulders. And you should feel a stretch in between the shoulder blades. So breathe into that space. And if you're feeling a little wobbly, just kickstand your toes on the floor. Hug that low belly in and up. Keep whatever arm bind you have, unravel the legs first. You're gonna shift that left leg back behind you, find warrior 3. So you can release the bind in your arms, maybe you wing the hands back behind you or just bring them to heart center. If you're feeling extra free, you can reach your hands out in front of you, almost like Superwoman. That'll engage the backside of the core. You'll feel a little bit more in the shoulders too. Take a deep breath in wherever you are. As you exhale, land in a high lunge. So big step back with the left foot. Reach the arms straight up overhead, look up. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, bend into that right knee, settle into the hips. Take the arms out wide once more. And you're gonna twist over to the right, look back at your right thumb. We'll take this into a peaceful variation. So right hand finds the back of the left hand. Left arm reaches up toward the ceiling, stretching through the left side body. And then you're gonna swing all the way around into Skandasana. So left knee bends, right leg straightens, toes flex straight up toward the ceiling, almost like a half yogi squat. Lift through the heart and the crown of the head. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You're gonna come back around to a low lunge. So right knee bends, left leg straightens, hands on either side of that right foot. Settle here. Breathe in. As you exhale, shift your hips up and back, bow over your right shin. Inhale, rebend into that right knee. And exhale, fold and straighten. Inhale, low lunge, look forward. Exhale, straighten your right leg and bow. One more time, inhale, forward. Exhale, that wide pyramid. Inhale, roll forward. This time you're gonna take your right hand up toward the ceiling. So finding a twist here, reaching the right hip back, left hip forward, opening the heart up toward the ceiling. So for a little extra shoulder stretch, you can internally rotate your arm so that your palm is facing behind you, and then take your forearm to your low back, stretching the front of the right shoulder. One more big breath in. As you exhale, release everything down to the floor. Step your right foot back, plank pose. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale and exhale. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. At the bottom of your exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there, breathe in, fold and breathe out. Inhale, reach high to the sky. Exhale, hands land at heart center. Eagle on the other side, arms out wide. Squat into your legs. Right elbow comes underneath left, finding whatever bind you need in the arms to feel that sensation in the shoulder blades. Then you'll take your right thigh over your left, crossing at the thighs, maybe kickstanding those right toes. Lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders, maybe even higher if you can get them there. Breathe here. Engaging the low belly, standing up tall. We kind of have this tendency to lean forward or lean back. Try to stand straight up and down, squatting low into that thigh, squeezing the thighs together. Breathe. You're going to keep this bind in your arms, whatever one you have. Unravel your left first. Shoot that right leg back behind you. Find that balancing pose. So warrior 3. And then once you feel stable in that left leg, release your arms. Take them wherever they need to go. Breathe here. Flex the right toes. Lift through the chest. Back of the neck is long. And then as you exhale, big step back with that right foot. Land in a high lunge. Whoa. Inhale the arms up. Soften the shoulders. Away from the ears. Little micro bend to the right knee just so we can really engage the low belly to support the low back. Take the arms out wide. Twist it over to the left. Look back at your left thumb. And then we'll find that peaceful variation. So left hand to the back of your right thigh. Hand reaches straight up toward the ceiling. Nice big stretch. And then we're going to spin this all the way around into Skandasana. So right knee bends, left leg straightens. Stretching through the inner thigh. Sitting up really tall. Resisting that urge to sort of turtle across the chest. And then we'll come to that low lunge position on the left side. So you'll spin around to the front of your mat, bend your left knee. Runner's lunge, hands on either side of that left foot. As you exhale, shift your hips up and back, bow over your left shin. Inhale, roll it forward, low lunge, bend the knee. Exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, straighten that left leg. 2 more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Last time, roll it forward, low lunge position. Right hand stays on the floor. Left hand reaches up for the ceiling for that twist. Pulling the left hip back, pressing through the back of your right knee. And then if you want extra shoulder stretch, internally rotate the arm so the palm faces behind you. And then drape your forearm around your low back. And then use that as leverage to really open the chest toward the ceiling. One more big breath in. Use your exhale to release everything down to the mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Inhale in plank pose. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale for cheetah. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, tap your right elbow. Inhale, 3-point. Cross your body, tap your left elbow. Last time, 3-legged dog. Step your foot in between your hands. Rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Peaceful warrior, breathe in. Side angle. So forearm to the top of your right thigh. Maybe right hand to a block inside the right foot. Left hand will reach up for the ceiling. So it doesn't really matter where your right hand is. As long as you're twisting open toward the ceiling, And there's this resistance between the right arm and the right leg to create a stretch on the inner right thigh. Take one more big breath here. Press down through your right foot, come all the way up to stand. Inhale for peaceful triangles, and all that means is you're straightening your right leg, reaching your right hand up and back behind you, and then full triangle, right hand reaches forward as far as you can get it before it drops down to a block or the floor, and then left hand back up toward the ceiling. So essentially the same shape we were just in, except the right leg is straight. Same mechanics. Resisting the floor, opening the chest, high toward the ceiling. Looking up towards your left thumb, if it's okay on your neck. If your neck is really tired, look down at the floor. As you inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Bring your hands to your hips, pivot your toes in, heels out. Open your heart on your next inhale, and then as you exhale, dive forward, wide-legged forward fold. Drop your head. Shake your head. Yes, shake your head. Oh. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tabletop your spine. Take your left hand underneath your nose, reach your right hand high toward the ceiling. Find a twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Switch sides, right hand down to the floor. And then inhale the left arm high to the sky. Twisting open. One more big breath in. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Pivot around to the front of your mat. Coming back to that pyramid pose, but this time we're going to adjust it a little. Step your back foot forward like a footprint, maybe a footprint and a half. Make some space in between your right and left foot from left to right so that your hips feel somewhat level. And you can take a hand back there and just kind of figure it out. Pulling the right hip crease toward the back of your mat, left hip softens down toward the floor. And then as you exhale, you'll drop your head and neck, bowing over that straight front leg. And inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot to meet your right forward, fold at the top of your mat. Grab opposite elbows, take a sway from side to side. Inhale, high, lift your chest, hands to shins. Exhale and fold. Step back to your plank pose. Move through your vinyasa or skip it if your arms are really tired. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. One more side to do. Left leg reaches high behind you. Exhale for cheetah, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-point. Tap your left shoulder, breathe out. Inhale, reach. Cross your body, right elbow. Inhale, lift it high. Knee to nose. Rise up, warrior one. Riding the inhale up. On your exhale, open warrior two. Peaceful warrior, breathe in, keep that bend in the left knee, and then we'll take it down into that side angle. So forearm to the top of the thigh, left hand to a block, left hand to the floor. It doesn't matter, but you're pressing your left arm into your left thigh to open the chest high toward the sky. And then pressing into that back foot to stay balanced. Wrap your hips underneath you, breathe in. Breathe out and twist. Next, inhale, come all the way up into peaceful triangle. So straightening that left leg, reach up and back. Reach toward the front of your space as far as you can, taking the left hand down when it feels right. Right hand to the sky. Engage the quads to lift your kneecaps. Spread your toes. Open your heart. This is a really big shape, so don't be afraid to take really big, deep breaths. Gaze up towards the right thumb or down at the floor. Next, inhale, come all the way up to stand. Bring your hands to your hips. Heels in this time, toes out. We're going to come down into a goddess squat. Take your arms wide to a capital T shape. Finding those eagle arms again. So left elbow under right. Lift your elbows high to the height of your shoulders. Sit up nice and tall in your upper back. And then squat low in your hips. Breathe here. Stay low in the hips, onto the arms, open the heart, and then switch sides. So opposite elbow underneath, wrap the arms, sit low, lift the elbows high. Oh man, my legs are shaking. Deep breath in, sit low, breathe out, open your arms. Wide-legged forward fold, stretch that out. Drop your head and neck. If it feels good, grab opposite elbows and kind of sway like a pendulum from side to side. Or interlace your hands behind your back. Take that shoulder stretch. Bring your fists out and over your head. Release your hands back down towards the floor. Tabletop your spine, hands under your shoulders. And around to the front of your mat, find that pyramid pose. So stepping the right foot forward a footprint or two. Doing what you can to level off through the hips. Equal weight in both feet. Spread your toes. I typically like to do this posture with blocks. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Just a little extra support. Reaching that left hip crease back behind you. Right hip softens down toward the floor. And then drop the head and neck over that left shin. Deep inhale through the nose. Bow a little deeper, breathe out. Next, inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot to meet left. Forward fold at the top of your mat, drop your head. And we'll rinse this out with one final vinyasa. So as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, bow over your legs. Halfway lift and lengthen. Step or jump back, lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale to open the heart, up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. One final power pose, and then we're going to stretch all of this out. You're going to drop down to your forearms. So forearm down dog or dolphin pose. Option to bring your hands together and clasp the fingers. It's totally your personal preference. It doesn't really matter, but your shoulders are going to stay over your elbows as you walk your feet toward your face. Bend your knees if you need to. This is a deep hamstring stretch, but reaching those hips high toward the sky. Press your forearms into the floor. Deep, deep breath. I hate this pose. I hate it. It's infuriating. Relax the back of your neck. Soften the muscles of your face. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press the floor away. Walk your feet back out to downward facing dog. Hands to the floor, full downward facing dog. So come off of your elbows. And then drop down into a child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together, forehead to the floor. Drop your arms down. You want to come out of your shoulders even more. You can take your hands back in between your legs, curl up across the chest, and then take your forehead to the floor. And come up to a tabletop position. You're going to take your left hand under your face, right hand high to the sky, and then thread the needle, right arm under left, come down onto your right ear. And then left hand, wherever it feels natural, you can use it to press into the floor and drape it around your low back for an extra shoulder stretch. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly unravel and switch sides. So coming back through center, right hand will come underneath the face. Left hand reaches high to stretch across the chest and then dive it underneath the right arm, thread the needle, and rest on your left ear. And using that right hand to maybe press into the floor, deepen the twist, or drape that forearm around your low back and stretch across the front of the right shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly start to unravel. Come onto your seat. And then make sure you have enough space behind you. Come all the way down onto your back. Hug your knee to your chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. Take your knees to the left, gaze to the right spine, twist. For that additional shoulder pec stretch, you can put your arms over your head into a big O. You're going to just cactus the arms with the palms face up toward the ceiling. Bring both shoulder blades to the floor if you can. On your next inhale, bring this through center. As you exhale, please come to the other side. Shift your gaze out over your left shoulder. Same options with the arms. A big O shape or this cactus. Soften into the belly. Relax your face. Next, inhale, bring your knees through center. Wrap arms around your shins, curl up into a tiny, ferocious little ball of energy. Take a huge breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top. Sip in a little bit more air. And like you're about to burst, sip in one more tiny bit of air. And exhale, release everything down, setting up for your Shavasana. Extend your arms and legs. Wiggle your shoulder blades up underneath your heart to open your chest. Let the feet flop out to the sides. Close your eyes, but don't clench. Rock your head from side to side. Find that sweet spot right in the middle. Letting go of the breath control, come back to that natural breath, but notice if it feels different. Simple inhales and exhale in and out through the nose. Notice how you feel. Acknowledge yourself, your presence, your practice, your effort, your sweat. Showing up for yourself is the hardest part of this practice. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Let your inhales fill up your belly, your rib cage, your chest. And let the exhales cleanse the body, releasing anything that isn't serving you. Staying soft and low to the ground. Start to invite little movements into your hands and feet. Maybe you take a full body stretch or hug the knees into the chest, but eventually you'll make your way to an upright position, finding a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed as long as you can. And once you find your seat, sitting up tall, stacking the head on top of the spine on top of the hips, and the hips root down into the floor. Drop your shoulders down your back. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth side out. 2 more, just like that. Big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Last time, breathe in. Bring your hands to heart center, resting the thumbs against your chest. And lift your prayer to forehead, thumbs pressed to the center. And curl the corners of your mouth up towards your ears in a tiny little smile of gratitude. The light and love in me sees and honors that same light and love in you. Thank you so much for showing up this morning. Namaste.